Alright guys, so I'm going to show you all the good, the bad, and the ugly of kayak fishing and trying to spear fish. And there's all sorts of gaffs out there. This is a small and a smaller hook for smaller fish. The other gaffs made out of bamboo. It's not as sharp, and I'll explain why and how it's important later. And this is probably my favorite gaffing style, or favorite gaff used in kayaks, the Hawaiian gaff. And I actually didn't have this one. We were using this one forever. And we always kept missing fish. When with this in the kayak, it's super easy because you can just spear it. And we're gonna run through some clips of all the good ones and bad ones. And it'll be exciting and funny to watch. This is TUNA and Los Pozos, Panama. And it was one of my first tunas ever on the popper. Through my first cast, I was popping and got bit. And then I was using a Hawaiian gaff right here. And immediately the fish just comes up. I dead shot it in the head. Good shot. Picked it up and tried to pull it right. The second you gaff a fish, you want to pull it over on top of you so it can't slide off like it almost did there, as you can see. Scared me a little bit. And the second you gaffed it, I opened up the bail, put the bail back in the kayak, just get two hands. And that's why it's super hard on the kayak, because you only have sometimes one hand as you're doing it. And the second I got the fish, I'll try to lay it down, let it do whatever it wants. There you go. Yeah, that's one of my favorite gaffs ever, because it's the first time I ever caught tuna on the popper. It's awesome. Alright, this one's a shark bite in VENICE, Louisiana. This one, I didn't even gaff it. Use this style gaff right here. And these gaffs in VENICE, Louisiana were bigger. Like the space between here and here is bigger because the fish were just so much bigger, so it can just go around the whole body. And as you can see, the fish is already getting attacked by the sharks. So you just want to just get it up there. And a fish this big, you can just gaff it anywhere you want. You got it, just hooked it in the side and decided to pull it up over. Nothing too special, but as you can see, it's a huge king mackerel, but it got eaten by the shark. It's the biggest one to date I've ever caught. It's cool. Alright, this one's pretty funny. So the gaff I was using, let me see if I can see. Alright, so the gaff I was using was kind of like this one. Hook space was a little bit wider, but so my brother, this is my brother on the front of the kayak. He had the fish and it was super crazy and wild. I couldn't get anything near it. And then he'll show it. Oh, see if it goes back here. Let me go see if it goes back. Okay, look. So I'm going at it. I'm missing. And on this slow motion clip right here, you can see where my line. I get on the line and my hook, my gaff gets in the line, so I'm pulling on the line. That's terrible. You never want to do that, because when you get on, if the line's going straight down to the fish and I get on the line, I start pulling it. Now it's pulling the line in a different direction from the fish's mouth, and a lot of times it pops off. Something you gotta always be careful with. And I keep reaching out, I keep trying to pull at it, and then if you're ever in a tandem kayak or fishing with someone else, someone's gaffing to it, you should never reach down while they're gaffing, even if they keep missing. It's just, it's just a fish. It's not worth getting your hand hurt. All right, this one might be the most frustrating gaffs. He was just swiping at it, You're never going to get anything. It was tail wrap, so it's still kind of hard. There, he got close by pulling, but he still missed it, and then he starts doing that. And then at this moment right here, he decides to put the gaff up, but you want to try to gaff a fish near its head always, to save the meat too. And so right here, like if he would have gone underneath the head and pulled up, it would have been gone. But he wasn't paying attention. That's okay. It goes back down. We fought for another like 45 minutes. And we got back to it. This is the COBIA. This is actually this gaff right here. And this gaff is super dull at first when we first bought it. And so Grayson was actually doing a pretty good job of trying to gaff it, but it was just so dull. See, look. So he did a perfect job. If you go back here, he exactly how you're supposed to do it. He reached over and then pulled on it, and it was just so dull when it hit the fish. It just didn't gaff it. And so it kept going around, And then I tried to do the same exact thing, so I was like, I don't know what he's doing wrong. And I said it in the video. This gaff's like too big. I don't really know what we're doing wrong. I said I don't know what I'm doing wrong. It's just, I can get it. I think I can get it. What are you doing? It's good.
It's twice.
I was trying to gaff it, and I kept going over and over, and it just wasn't getting it, and I didn't know what to do. I kept trying to go past it and pull. Every time I was trying to pull. I got on the line again, just a mistake I made. And then finally, I got right in his head and got it in there. All right, this is a little tuna in Panama. All right, so I actually don't have this gaff, but I really, really like it. It's really good for kayak fishing. It's like it's a, I don't know what you call it. It's a mustad. I'm reading on the thing, mustad 36-inch gaff. You can like hold it in one hand. And it's super easy to maneuver. Boom. And you should always put the head away from you. I don't know what I was thinking there.
Real now.
Alright, this is an Amberjack in Port St. Joe. Here with my friends. And that's one of the biggest things about fishing, or when you're gaffing fish, people don't understand is, yeah, the type of gaff matters, the way you're gaffing it matters, but the most important thing is you need a sharp gaff. Because if you don't have a sharp gaff, it's really, really hard to make it happen. So here's another Hawaiian style gaff. I tried to jab at it, and I was just being weak with it. And when you're jabbing a fish, people are always like, oh, I don't want to hurt it, or I don't want to like do this, but like, the biggest thing I've learned is just gaff it as hard as you can. You just gotta jab at it. And I just softly jab at it, then he just like wakes up and runs off. He came back and they told me gaff it hard, don't worry about anything. I got it. And the second he came up, his head is at the water. I slowly brought him to me, drove it right in, he was done. And here I should have brought the fish, I should have put that rod up first and then brought the fish onto the boat. Because a lot of times if you don't do that, they can just slide right off. And alright, this one's funny. This was a Bonito, Panama. And I probably should have handed off to my brother just to let him do it, but I want to do it myself. If someone's ever gaffing it, don't try to grab the gaff from their hand, but got it. Nice little Bonito. Alright, this is a tuna at the CHANDELEUR Islands. This is our first day, but this is the day before we went kayak fishing for the tuna. They just wanted to see if we could do it or not from the boat and see if we had the skill to catch him in the kayak.
Nice.
Here, he missed it the first time a little bit. And that was because the gaff was very sharp. And so when you try to gaff it, you miss the fish. And when he does that, you're going in the head and the gaff's not sharp, it's going to bounce right off. So then when you try to gaff it again, he gaffed it in the body.
Oh, good job, brother. Nice. Good job, brother. Nice.
Alright, it's a little king mackerel. We were doubled up here. So I had a fish on, JC had a fish on. I was trying to gaff mine. Well, I got mine this side. And if you get them the side like this, they'll start splashing around, so it's not as good. But as long as you just hook them in there, it's king mackerel, it's all good. Alright, this is a tuna on VENICE. Ooh, this is the huge tuna. I think it's just the 180-pound tuna. Oh no, it's not, a different one. So this guy, he hooked it right above the head, so it's not even dead. It's still swimming fine actually. And then he pulled it up over. Good gaff. A tuna this big, you just want to gaff them and get them because you don't want to lose a fish like that. This mahi, this is my dad. So I had that blue gaff actually, and he was just jumping around. And so when you have a fish that's jumping around, or a fish you want to try to keep their bodies in the water, because if you want to keep them dry below the surface, so if you pull them out of the water, they'll start going around like that, and the hook will come off. Yeah, not much to say here. It was just going around the surface, and you never got a close shot to it. All right, this is a double up. So I had a double up there. I just gaffed him to the side. He's going crazy now. Then, ooh, that was a good one. And then, if we can get it. So I reached right over it, pull, and there you go. It's right in the head. It's done. That was a fun trip. It's a Bonito, Panama City. This one wasn't a bad gaff. I just kind of swooped at it and got it. And then we had a double up there too, so I had a fish on the line at the same time.
Yeah. That was a nice fight.
Double up. Oh, this is the huge tuna in Venice. This is the 180-pound tuna. This one, he reached below it and pulled straight up. This one was huge. He got it in the head. It was already pretty tired by this time. Then my brother Grant grabbed that. I was ready to help out. Yeah, look, he hands it to the captain. The captain goes, "Hey, hold this gaff right here." Great to do. And when you have a fish this big, you just want to get it in secure spots so you know it's not coming off. And then they pull it up and over. And that was the biggest tuna I've ever caught in the kayak and probably ever will. That's 180 something pounds. We fought it for like an hour and a half. That's the video, guys. Hope you all enjoyed it. The good, bad, and the ugly of kayak fishing and trying to gaff a fish. I have to tell y'all one most important tip. Get a sharp gaff and a Hawaiian style gaff. It's my favorite type of gaff, favorite gaff to use. Comment down below if you got any questions or anything just to say. I'll comment back. Like, subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time.